Hello everyone and welcome back to another Godzilla battling video, and today we are taking a look at the battle memory cards for this season, or I should say the first half of this season. There are 4 brand new cards. I only own 3 of them, but I have an image of the 4th one so we can discuss it. And 2 of them do something very similar. Well, I guess 3 of them do something very similar. One of them is completely unique. We've never had a card like this ever, and it's a pretty divisive one. So let's talk about the 3 cards that are all kind of similar. First is this one, the Godzilla vs. Destroyer movie poster card. I haven't leveled this up at all. I only have 1 copy of it. I've been really bad with my card pulls this season. It's unfortunate, but this one increases the HP of 1-star units and Godzilla vs. Destroyer units by 7%, and the key units from this card that it's boosting are Burning Godzilla, Destroyer Aggregate Form, and Ariake Form. It also will boost the Destroyer Larva, and then all of the 1 costs. I do not have this one maxed out, but in the Discord, I believe we have a picture of it maxed out. At level 30 and 5 stars, this Platinum card is giving you 198 HP points and 182 attack points, and the percent boost that it is giving to your units for increasing the HP is a 13% boost. So if your card is 5 stars, it is giving a 13% boost, and if it is 30 out of 30, you are getting 198 HP rank boost and 182 attack rank boost. As far as yellow cards go, this is a pretty good one. Yellow cards are lacking in a few departments. Their best cards, I think, is the Mysterion card is good, or the Millennium card is good, and the Godzilla vs. Kong card is also really good. Obviously, the Godzilla vs. Kong and this Godzilla vs. Destroyer one rely very heavily on specific kinds of cards, like Godzilla vs. Destroyer or Godzilla and Kong, and then there's ones like the Millennium that are non-deck specific. However, there are challenges right now for Shimu fragments that require Burning Godzilla when this video goes live. And Destroyer Ariake is far and away one of the best units in the game, period. So giving Destroyer Ariake more health is something that he desperately needs, because he is a glass cannon. Everyone has been describing him for months as a glass cannon card. 13% extra health boost is really, really strong, and the HP rank on this card is 198. It's not giving him an extra 198, it's adding to your rank right here an extra 198 points, and considering you only need 100 to level up to the next tier, this is almost 2 full tiers worth of cards, or worth of levels right here. Just on the HP rank at max level 198, that is almost 2 full HP tiers, so that's pretty good. And its attack rank is 182, also almost 2 full tiers of attack as well. So this is a extremely solid card. Destroyer Ariake is a very commonly used character, so if you want to use them, feel free. There's also other cards in here that are like, Kamacuras is used pretty frequently, so Kamacuras and the 2 Destroyers, phenomenal for this. Actually, Burning Godzilla gets a lot of mileage out of this card as well, because he needs more health to let his bar charge longer. So you give him 13% more health, he gets more time to charge that meter, which means the bigger his explosion is going to be. He needs other kinds of buffs for sure, but this, if you plan on using any of the Versus Destroy cards, which are all fairly okay and decent, this is what you should be doing. The Destroyer main form is pretty decent now. He's been slowly power crept, but he is a huge hitter. Destroyer Ariake, one of the best units in the game for sure, and Burning Godzilla has been power crept, but this card, 13% health boost for all of these 3, is really, really good, and a lot of the cards are only as good as the units that they buff, and all 3 of these guys are at least usable. The worst being Burning Godzilla, but the other 2 Destroyers are phenomenal characters, so I like this card a lot. It's definitely one of the better yellow cards that we have. Next, I'm not going to talk about this one yet. Next is this Gamma card. This is a red card, and it is for Gamma Rebirth. It's the monster wrestling art. It's not wrestling anyone, but it has all the names of all the characters. It says increase the attack of 1-star units and Gamma Rebirth units by 7%. I do not have it maxed. I have the picture for you right here. Maxed out, it is giving HP rank 196, attack rank 184, and its max boost to attack is 9%. It's a gold card, 9% max attack boost. That is alright. There's been a few cards with higher numbers than that. I don't remember off the top of my head what the red boost for some of the Godzilla and Kong cards are. This one is giving a 10% attack boost to Godzilla and Kong cards at max level. with the max points also being more. This Godzilla and Kong card, at least for the HP, is more HP, but it's just slightly under the attack and max rank. So this is 1% more attack for Godzilla and Kong cards, but the Gamera is 126 max HP rank points. This one is 132, and then for attack points on Gamera is 184. This one is 169. Nice. So that one is kind of better. I mean, we could take a look at this other Godzilla and Kong one. I don't have that one maxed out. I could have sworn I had that other this one maxed out. I guess I didn't. This one, this is for HP Elite, so it doesn't matter. But what is the point system on that? I mean, this one attack rank points is 240. That is 2 full levels right there. So as far as cards go, this Gamera one, if you plan on using the Gamera characters, and this season 3 of 4 of them are rentable with buffs, which would be Gamera, Gamera Flying Form, and Gairen. If you plan on using them super heavily and you're a big Gamera fan, then sure, this is going to be decent for you. But in terms of the points getting added to your like deck point system, I don't even know what you would call it right here. The points, as far as points go, you're not really getting a whole lot of it. And at max level, you are not getting as much out of it as something like the Godzilla and Kong cards, which is unfortunate. But if you're using the Gamera monsters, which they all are pretty solid, then you're going to get mileage out of this. But I don't think it's as good as like the Godzilla and Kong cards. So not really going to spend a whole lot of time on that one. We already spent a lot of time on the other, raving about the other card. But the one I do want to talk to you about is this one. I don't own it, but this is what it is at max level. It is the Gamera Rebirth Key Art. It is a blue card. And it increases the HP of 2-star units and Gamera Rebirth units by 11, and it is a HP points are 174, and the attack rank is 202, which is 2 full levels. So if I just move it to the side real quick, I'm gonna blow up the Destroyer one again. I'm gonna just minimize this Gamera one for a second. Cool. So if we compare the 2 platinum cards from this season, because these are the only 2 platinum cards we've gotten so far when this video goes live. This one, at max, what did I say was at max? Attack rank points is 198. This one's, the Gamera one is 174. The attack rank points for the Burning Godzilla card, though, or the Godzilla vs. Destroyer, is 182, and Gamera's is 202. And it's increasing health by 11%. At max, this Godzilla and Destroyer one is boosting health by 13%. So, the Godzilla and Destroyer one, you are getting at least 1 level on each tier. Almost 2 levels on each tier for attack and defense, and it's 13% HP boost. This Gamera one is 11% total HP boost. You're getting 2 attack tiers and 1 HP tier. If you want to talk about that, if you don't really super care about HP, to go over it again, you are almost getting 3 tiers, I think. You're almost at 3 or 4 tiers on the Godzilla vs. Destroyer, because at max 198, you're 2 points off of a second attack tier, and at 182, you're, 18 points off of a second attack tier, so HP is 2 points off, attack tier is 18, but the Gamera one is giving you, for certain, 1 full attack rank, and you're about 25, you're 26 from the next, and then it is giving you 2 full attack tiers, which is good. 11% health at max for the Gamera units, though, is not super great. I mean, it's going to go really well on the Flying Gamera for sure, because the Flying Gamera wants more health because it takes reduced damage, so he'll be alive a lot longer. I feel like overall the units that are boosted by the versus Destroyer card are probably a little bit better, but the Gamera card, just in terms strictly of the boost that it's giving to your team, is good. Like, I think far and away, this is probably one of, if not the best blue card we have received, because the blue cards really have not been super helpful. If this truly is an increase to attack, which I think it is, sometimes the cards have the wording wrong, or increase to HP, because sometimes the cards have the wording wrong, but this is an increase to HP for Gamera units with 3 levels to your attack and HP tiers. This is really good. This is, as far as blue cards go, this is really good. As far as like red cards go, or the yellow cards go, it could be better, right? But in terms of like other blue cards, like what's another blue card that we have that's like at least like halfway decent? The Kiryu card that we can't level up, right? That this goes up to 3 is like the max. 126, 108 right here. It boosts the increase the attack of the Godzilla 2002 and Tokyo SOS units. Like, okay, like that's whatever. And then what's the other blue card that's pretty decent? The -1 card, which is also not even giving the same amount of points, but it is giving the -1 cards increase of HP by 11% at max, and those are pretty good. I think the Gamera is probably one of, if not the best blue card that we have in this game, period, at this time. The stats, 11% HP, not terrible on the Gamera cards, especially Flying Gamera. And Gauss is, more HP on Gauss is really solid as well. And also the points, just alone in the 174 and the 202 attack and HP points, that's pretty solid. That is pretty solid. I like this Gamera card a lot. I'm really upset that I don't have it. If I had more gems, I would pull more of him, but I don't. Hopefully they sell him. But I like this Gamera a lot. It's a good card. Very good blue card. Final card. And this is a hot debate one. This is another blue card. So this season we've gone a red, a yellow, and 2 blues. No green so far this season. This blue card, Godzilla 1965, is only obtainable... Oh, there we go, fixed it. Is only obtainable through the friend point system. You exchange your friend points that you get from the Tomodachi system, or I guess they're Tomodachi points, you exchange them. And when you exchange them, you can buy this in the store. Now, I don't have actually anyone that has... I don't know anyone that has this maxed out at 20. I can't max it out at 20. I really don't have that many points, so I can't give you an estimate on the HP rank and the attack ranks. But this card can be upgraded to 5. So even if we don't have the full ranks for it right now, that's alright. I'm really just want to talk about this ability because depending on who you ask, this is either super good or terrible. Lowers the movement speed of ground units by 12%. It says all ground units, not including facilities. I do not believe this also affects your opponent's units. It would say affects opponent's cards as well. All of the cards only affect your characters. I know the wording is a little strange, but I do not think this affects your opponents. I think this just affects your characters. Just lower the movement speed of ground units by 12%. Depending on who you ask, there are very mixed opinions on this. I think that if you are smart, you can probably use this card really well. I think if you were just looking for a blue card to put in your deck, I do not think you should be using this card. I think if you just need to fill up a blue spot, you should pick a different card. You should pick like the Godzilla 1954 looking over the ridge, or the Kiryu card that is the signed Kiryu card, or the -1 card even. Because those will not just affect all your ground units. Those will affect a subset of units, which is fine, because it'll be like, oh, affects 1 star, affects 2 stars, and whatever these 4 stars are that you may or may not be using, at least your 1 or 2 stars, 3 stars, whatever, get a boost. This affects all of your ground units. It lowers their movement speed, and at 3 stars by 12%. We cannot at this moment obtain the 4th and 5th star. We don't know when the Tomodachi store is going to refresh with new cards. We know it will refresh in a few days when the gacha is rotated out. But we don't know if these cards are going to come in when the gacha tickets in that store rotate. This could be really good. If you want to take your time and maneuver your pushes in a way that are slow and steady and super strong, this can be good. This will pair well with Godzilla Earth. You'll make him a lot slower, but you'll be able to build around him. Your slower ground units like Shimo or Scar King, or they're not really super slow, but Godzilla -1 on the ground, Biolante's on the ground, GD9 is on the ground, Ultima is on the ground, one of the Gamers on the ground, Gyron is on the ground, both Gigan's are on the ground. Like, this is all ground units. You lower the movement speed of all ground units. As a plug-and-play card, this is not plug-and-play. You do not just want to put this in your deck purely for the stats. I haven't played with this myself, this card. I think it can be pretty decent. You need to have a very specific strategy in mind for this card to be useful. I think that in general play, most players are probably never going to use this card, I think there are going to be a subsect of players that really enjoy this card. This seems to be like, if you are smart enough to use this, you're going to get a lot of mileage out of it, and if you're dumb like me, you're not. But there are a lot of really slow characters. There are a lot of ground units that maybe you wish were slower to help you catch up to a push. You can use this card. I'm going to assume if it goes up 1% every star, this is going to be a 14% slow to all of your ground units. That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. This is the first card of its kind. I don't believe people have put it through enough testing to really determine if this is, like, busted or not. I don't think this is busted. But I definitely think that you should be building strategies around this. Most of the cards... All of the cards are plug and play, except for this one. This one is like very specific, has a very specific strategy in mind, which I like a lot. I'm a big fan of the cards trying to gear players towards a specific playstyle, or players of a specific playstyle using cards that suit their needs. This is one of those. If you're really into your ground units, if you really want your pushes to be slower for whatever reason, so you can like build up bigger ones, then go nuts. I think this is the card for you, but I just think for general use, not a lot of people are going to get a lot of mileage out of it. But I like it a lot, and I'm really curious to see what you guys come up with regarding the Godzilla 1965 card. So let me know what you guys think about all the new cards in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.